Today we're back to talk about the best year in anime. Last time we talked about 2006 potentially being the best year in anime, but today it has some competition. Standing up to dethrone 2006, we have
prohibited from being in it.
2011 has some genuine heat, but let's start off with the winter season, which hits us with one of my personal favorite magical girl shows. Madoka Magica has one of the most genuinely appealing and unique art styles in anime. Like, the design of these witches and their labyrinths are insane, not to mention the fight scenes. Like, these are so clean. I've actually heard people discredit the magical girl genre by saying like, oh, that's just for girls.
You are made of stupid.
That's a dumbass take. Next up, we have Gosick, which is a pretty good detective anime, led by generic MC number 327, Kazuya, and Loli Tsundere number 6, Victory. We then get two shows known for their, dare I say, amazing plot in Freezing and Infinite Stratos. As a harem genre connoisseur, Infinite Stratos is that good stuff. On the other end of the spectrum, Kimi ni Todoke had me feeling like I needed to find love. Winter also gave us an anime I never see get talked about. Beelzebub is actually jokes. This is a different discussion, but there is so-called comedy anime, and then there's actual comedy anime. And this is one of them. This season also dropped Dragon Crisis and Dream Eater Mary, but to end the season off is one of my favorite shows to this day. Is This a Zombie? Is in my top 10 favorite anime. I've watched the show a bare minimum of 20 times. The pure chaos of it. If I'm in a drought and got nothing else to watch, I turn on Is This a Zombie? Next up, we're at the start of the spring season, which brings us Steingate, one of the most beloved shows. Like, not a lot of shows have a 9 or higher on my anime list. And then, it's considered number 3. Of course, my anime list isn't the end-all be-all, but that's still impressive. I know Hana drops this season, and I won't lie, it had me a little choked up in it. But with the sorrow and sadness, this season then gives us the laughs, with the pure chaos as Nichijou. Dare I say, one of the best comedy shows out. Along with it, we get Plastic Nissan, the OVA of Saito Kai, Yakuin Domo, Denpa Onna, and Sket Dance, which doesn't get any recognition. This show is like a modern times Gintama. And speaking on Gintama, it also receives a second season this year, along with Kaiji the Ultimate Survivor and The World Only God Knows. Dead Man Wonderland comes out this season as well, which gave us this hilarious dub moment.
I am not a freaking murderer. You think I'm scared of some loudmouth dickwad like you after the shit I've seen? So if you're going to kill me, stop wasting my damn time and do it. Because while I'm breathing, this place and its rules can suck my dick!
When I first heard it, all I could do was rewind, because I was genuinely stunned by hearing this. This season still isn't over yet, because we get the release of Blue Exorcist, Tiger and Bunny, and Toriko, which, how the hell did this show get the chance to be a part of a crossover with One Piece and Dragon Ball? Now, I know it probably got the spot because Toei made it, and the simple fact that Bleach and Naruto are both with Studio Period, but at that point, you could have just had Dragon Ball and One Piece. I'm sounding like a hater. I have watched Toriko, not fully, but come on. And the season still isn't done, because for the ecchi connoisseurs, we get Hashizora, We Without Wings, Hidan no Aria, and Seikan no Quasar too. This show is actually wild, because what do you mean you get a Zenkai boost every time you drink some titty milk?
It should have been me, not him! It's not fair!
Moving on to summer, it's a little slow. We got some flock that still dropped, like Usagi Drop. This might be one of the most wholesome, feel-good shows I've watched. I recommend watching it, just don't read the manga. We then get Blood Sea. This is honestly one of the worst worlds you could ever be transported to. Like, what do you mean there's monsters like this just casually roaming around? Yeah, I'm good. Unaliving myself is typically not an option, but in this case, yeah. Natsumi's Book of Friends releases a 3rd season, and I never see this show get brought up in discussions, and I feel like this is honestly one of the best written stories in anime. We then get to start on one of my introduction animes, Baka and Tess. This is one of those actual comedy shows, and these are the only hooded folks I rock with. Summer also gives us season 2 of Nora, Rise of the Yokai, Carnival Phantasma, number 6, and Kami-sama no Memencho. This show is like a solid 7.5, but we're talking just the last 3 episodes. This is easily a 10 out of 10. Now, before we move on to the fall season, I have to bring up a show that has spawned an infinite money glitch and continues to this day to be pumping out content, Idolmaster. this franchise has at least 14 different animated media, at least 26 mangas, a total of roughly 50 games, some of them just being extensions of the main 9 games that I've seen, with the first one released in 2005 and the latest in 2024. And for what I tried to find, this could be wrong, there is at least 800 songs between original tracks and covers. Getting a little ahead of myself. But the 2011 anime, from what I can tell, is the starting point of the mainline series. But moving on, let's actually get to talking about the fall season, which dropped some of the most recognizable shows. And let's start off with the big one. Hunter x Hunter, or Hunter x Hunter. It doesn't really matter how you pronounce it, but a point for calling it Hunter x Hunter is that the preview for the next episode inside the title, they never say the X.
Next time, a surprising challenge.
But that's besides the point. I don't think I really even need to introduce this show. This is one of the GOATs in the conversation. On some people's Mount Rushmores. I'll keep it very short just in case you haven't watched this for some reason. We have Crash Outs, we have disrespectful YNs, we have bag chasers, and the Diddy disciples.
Hey yo!
Moving on, we then have Mirai Nikki, which I'll be honest, I only watched this show because of Yuno, and her alone. Fate Zero is what I consider the actual start of the Fate series, because the 2006 version is
that shit is a 2-pack of ass.
This show isn't as breathtaking as Unlimited Blade Works, but this is still up there. This is Ufotable we're talking about. Next we have the start of Guilty Crown, which I personally enjoy, but the one thing that stuck with me is that all I know is me and all my homies hate Arisa. Also, this show has 2 of the best openings in anime. I argue they're probably more popular than the actual show themselves, like and greatness, dare I say. Next up is Bakuman Season 2, and let me just say, this show had me on lock. Seeing these young goats in middle school start cooking up on their dream to be mangakas made me shed a real man tear.
It's enough to make a grown man cry.
It's so inspirational, bro.
Chihaya Photo is another show I feel like deserves more respect. I have never heard of Karuta, but seeing how intense these scenes go made me want to start my Duolingo subscription to unlock my true hidden potential as the Karuta god. Even more shows came out like Working Season 2, Kimitsu Boku, Five Brain The Puzzle of God, Horizon in the Middle of Nowhere, and Shakugan no Shana's final season. And of course, for my ecchi aficionados, we get Majikoi, which has a peak light novel, Makin Ki, CQ, and Haganai, which if you don't know this anime, you probably know this clip.
Big brother, I want you to give me your big, juicy, thick and drench me with your hot, sticky until I'm gasping for air.
Last, but definitely not least, is Bento. Listen, everyone needs to watch this show. Is this story great? Not really. Are the characters all amazing and fleshed out? No. But when I get to watch these dumbasses really throw hands over bento boxes, none of that previous stuff matters. Cause it is honestly never this serious.
Happy feet, wombo combo.
This show is basically if Black Friday shoppers stopped caring about morals and said, you know what?
Come out your cell, cut niggas, and scream ee-wee!
Shows like this are why I love anime to this day. Plot doesn't matter. Characters, they're whatever. But what I'm watching on screen is so peak, I gotta love it. As you can see, 2011 is a great year when it comes to anime releases, and to run down the ongoing shows for this year, we got Naruto Shippuden in the 5 Kage Summit arc, Bleach finished their Rancor arc, a 25 episode filler arc, and started the Fullbring arc, and One Piece was closing out the Marineford arc and going into Luffy's backstory. I can't deny this year. Now, do I say it's better than 2006? I don't think so, but it is a strong A. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe, do the bell thing they be talking about, maybe even leave a comment, let me know if I missed any shows or what year I should talk about next. And on that note, it's been fun.